you've had time to watch some film. So out of the good and the bad, where were some of the good things that you saw, your best pass, as well as one you think you wish you could have back?
For me, really, I think it was just the start was a little shaky, not just my play, but as a team, we had a lot of new guys, a lot of new faces playing in the show for the first time. So I think it wasn't so much nerves as it was excitement. Like everyone was trying to go out there and hurry up and make the play, just because we're excited to be at home, in front of the fans. But as far as plays wish I could get back, I don't really think there is any. I mean, we played a pretty good game offensively and defensively. The team played very well rounded, played complementary football, so I'm proud of the result.
Which one was your favorite?
Probably the first one. I would say first
one?
touchdown. Yeah, that's something I'll remember probably forever. Just first touchdown in the stadium.
Yeah.
Hey, Malik, Heather McDonough, NBC4. Kind of piggybacking off that. The start wasn't, I guess, how you would draw it up, whether you said, you were off on some throws or the receivers, there were some drops. How did you have, I guess, like you're just a freshman, but you've had success in high school. Where does that come from, I guess, to kind of rebound so quickly and then have the second quarter like you guys did, have the rest of the game? And how proud of you are yourself, you know what I mean, of how you rebounded from that?
Yeah, it was really my teammates. They kind of just kept confidence in me, after like the early struggles, and they told me they believed in me that we're working really hard since we got here in January, and all the hard work is going to show off. Just stay with it and stay consistent. A lot of the older guys told me, their first experiences in the game were kind of similar, just because of the excitement that comes with playing college football for the first time. So really, just my teammates being able to believe in me, and then. As far as how proud I am of myself, I would say decently. Like I said, it wasn't a performance like, the start that I wanted, but we finished up pretty strong. And but there's always room for improvement.
And you kind of answered my next question, but do you allow yourself to, to win your first college start, to have an impressive performance? Do you allow yourself, or how long, I guess, did you allow yourself, knowing that it was a short week, to celebrate that, but then knowing certainly that you had Northern Illinois coming up next?
Probably just for the rest of the day, and then Sunday it was, right back to it, because, we have a short week this week.
Yeah, Malik, take me through Sunday morning, getting up and kind of being like, oh, okay, week one happened. I've been prepping for this game all off season, and now, I have a game that usually you would start Monday for, but starting on Sunday, did you wake up, kind of immediately go to the building? What were the scenes on Sunday for you?
Yeah, we woke up, did our check-in in the morning, had breakfast, and then got straight to the NIU stuff. There was really no time. Of course, we watched the game back, just corrections and things like that. And then we were right on to the next opponent.
And how much, being a freshman, it's gonna probably feel interesting to play on Friday, kind of back to your Spalding days. Are you looking forward to it? And have you seen the Friday night games? Like, did you ever come for a visit? And how excited are you to play in that type of atmosphere?
Super excited. I think it was maybe 2 years ago when we played UVA at night, and we had the kick return to the house, and that game was so fun and so electric. So I'm really excited to get out there on Friday.
Malik, Dave Preston, WTOP in Washington. You mentioned Northern Illinois seeing their tape a little bit. What is it about their defense that made a ton of huge plays against Holy Cross? What is it about their D that concerns you guys?
For us, really, it's not so much about what concerns us, as long as we stay to our rules and do what we do best. They're a sound defense, with a pretty good defensive coordinator. They like to mix it up a decent amount without getting too much into the game plan, but they're a really sound team.
Biggest lesson too that you learned in your debut that will help you moving forward? You only get one. You get one initial game. What did you learn the most this Saturday that will help you out?
Consistency is key. Just staying with it. Ups and downs. The game's gonna have ebbs and flows. Just being able to stay consistent and stay balanced throughout the game.
Hey Malik, I've gathered you and Sydney played against each other in high school. I assume you guys are fairly close. Can you just kind of talk about the relationship you guys have as two freshmen coming in, trying to make a big imprint on this program?
Yeah, we both got here in early January, me and the rest of the early enrollees. So we all just kind of stayed on one another, being the new guys on campus along with the transfers, and being able to just go together and put in a lot of work, just because we knew we had some catching up to do, because it's our first time playing college football. So there's a learning curve, but trying to get through that as fast as possible. And then as far as me and Say's relationship, we're pretty good friends off the field. We talk a decent amount, just pushing each other constantly, trying to be the best.
And after he had the safety on Saturday, he kind of did the bowl celebration. I'm curious, just when you see the joy that he plays the game with, does that inspire you and others to kind of, play with that same level of fun?
Yeah, it's contagious. The energy that he brings day in and day out. Whether he's having a good day off the field or a bad day, he's constantly going to bring that energy, and it fuels everybody else.
Hey Malik, what was like the biggest thing that stood out, the biggest difference you saw in your first game between high school and college?
Probably the atmosphere. Just so many people out there that are willing to support the team, not just people that even go here, people that went to other schools or past alumni and things like that, just coming out to watch the Terps.
And then you threw over 40 times that game. Did you expect to be throwing the ball that much, especially in your first game?
I didn't even realize it, to be honest, to the end of the game, and they pulled up the stat sheet, and I was like, oh, I did throw the ball 40 times. I mean, whatever Coach Pep is a great football mind, and I trust everything that he does. So we have all the game plans for a reason. So whether it's throw the ball 40 times or throw it 4 times, as long as we win the game, doesn't matter to me.
Hey, Malik, when you're on the sideline and you see the defense make a play early and get points for you guys, just how much does that fuel you and kind of inspire the offense?
A huge amount. Turnovers are such a big part of the game, and then being able to capitalize off points without us even having to go on the field just changes the flow of a game dramatically. So them being able to do that and turn the ball over 6 times, it was great for us as an offense just because they put us in good field position and allowed us to score.
Malik, that was going to be my question pretty much. How does that help you when the defense is able to force 6 turnovers?
Yeah, it makes the game of offense a lot easier. You're having great field position. You're not having to start backed up, and your chances of scoring when you're plus 50 and over go up dramatically.
Just had one more for you. In the last couple days, are there any, whether it's friends, family, mentors, any people who have reached out to you that kind of stick with you that you could share just any of that with us?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my close friends and family, of course, my parents, my grandparents, my pastor at my church reached out. Everybody just congratulating me and telling me that, they've known this was coming for a long time, and now they're glad that the world gets to see just, the person I am, and not just the football player, but, me as a person.
The pastor, that's pretty big.
Yeah, Pastor Brent, she's an amazing lady. She's an amazing woman. She actually sent me a prayer this morning for myself just to listen to, so I appreciate her a lot.
How important? I mean, that's such a unique relationship. How important is that for you?
Super. I'm big on my faith, so having her around to constantly support me, and she understands the game and how it can kind of take a toll on you mentally and physically. So her having that support for me, it means a lot.
All right, I want to talk about the. There have been some amazing opportunities they gave to you to throw the ball and make this completion. So I want you to highlight them for a little bit.
Yeah, the big guys up front, they've been working. I think they're probably the hardest working position group we have in the building, just from what I've seen. They're in there day in and day out, whether it's meetings or extra time in the weight room, just to build that wall up front. Because and Coach Pep had emphasized this really early on when we first got there that we're going to play through the O-line. Like our success is based on the O-line, so that's why we put so much time into them, and they're going out there and reaping the benefits of their time now.
Like, what do you feel, having played a full game at the college level now, what do you feel the biggest differences with this offense in game form as opposed to in practice form when you guys are going up against space?
Sometimes, in practice, sometimes it can be scripted, and then in the game when coach is flowing and he's seeing the defense and reacting, like the play calling can change a little bit just because in practice, there's certain things you want to work on to see, how your team reacts to them, and in the game, it's about what we're doing best.
Malik, back here with the cameras. We're talking earlier about the turnover differential, 6-0, but for you guys on offense, that 0 is important, and not only 6, but the 6-0. What were you seeing in the defense, especially after that slow start, to keep things clear for you to not throw that first interception just yet?
Just taking what the defense gives me, not trying to get greedy or anything like that. If the underneath is there, we got guys that can make plays with the ball in their hands. So getting into them on those, shallow crossers or any, check downs, anything like that underneath, and letting the ball players be ball players.
What's the biggest difference you noticed between high school defenses and that first college defense against FAU?
The college defenses disguise stuff a lot more. They're holding their shell longer and things like that. Everybody understands that they kind of have to work like a well-oiled machine, so they're moving in unison and things like that.
Malik, Mike was saying earlier that he expects defenses to play you differently now. They have game film on you. How do you anticipate that, and then how do you counteract that?
Just trust the process and trust the rules that we have as an offense, and trust the preparation, that we've been attacking each week with. No matter, what we're presented with, we'll find a way to adjust to it and keep moving forward.
Malik, how crucial was it for your confidence to get off to such a good start in your very first game?
My teammates had confidence in me. I'm pretty sure they would have confidence in me no matter what, whether it was a good start or a bad start. So they really instill that confidence in me, and they keep me high. And then, of course, I have confidence in myself just because of the work, that I put in the offseason and throughout my life.